Hi and welcome to the Peak Endurance Podcast. My name is Isabel Ross and I'm the coach at Peak Endurance Coaching. Episode 73 is an interview with Kyle Burgess. Kyle went out for an easy 10 miles or 16k run on October the 10th when he stopped to take a video. With about 4 miles left of his run, he saw what looked like 4 bobcats off to the side of the trail in Utah's Slate Canyon. As he moved closer to get a video to show his friends and family, he started to realise they weren't bobcats, which are a smaller member of the big cat family. Soon, Mama showed up and Kyle realised he was encountering mountain lions. The 26-year-old captured the whole incident on video, which has since gone viral. Can I ask you a favour? Would you be able to go on over to Apple Podcasts to rate, review and subscribe? Doing this helps the podcast grow, which is greatly appreciated. How is your running going? If you are plagued by niggles and injuries, head to the specialists over at Health and High Performance so that they can utilise the latest in technology and experience to help you run your best and achieve your potential. So head to healthhp.com.au/run or find them on Instagram, Health High Performance. I don't know about you, but I'm really looking forward to getting back to racing. And to be ready for when this does happen, you need to be working on getting stronger, fitter and faster now. You can do this with a structured and well-planned training program with Peak Endurance Coaching. Email me, Isabel, at peakendurancecoaching.com.au and let's get your training moving in the right direction. Enjoy the interview with Kyle. Hi, Kyle, and welcome to the Peak Endurance Podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Now, can you just tell the listeners, before we get started on your amazing story, can you tell the listeners a bit about yourself and your running and that sort of thing?
Yeah, for sure. So I honestly, to start off, where I'm from Provo, from Orem, Utah. I work at UPS and I also work at Blade HQ, which is just a online retail store for pocket knives. And then for my hobbies, I run a little bit. It's all just personal fitness. I haven't done any races at all, never done anything like that. It's just all just for fun. And that's what I was doing when my whole incident happened, obviously.
Yeah, okay. And well, I mean, you were heading out for a 10-mile run, I believe, which is a decent length for if you're just running for fitness. And obviously you were running on trails near where you live.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, normally my weekend runs are my longer runs. This was Saturday night, so I was going on just like a 10-mile. So yeah, Sunday my plan was to go probably another 20-miler.
Okay.
Just to kind of push myself that way. But yeah, so yeah, it was just a 10-mile run for me that day, and halfway through was kind of when I had my Cougar incident.
Yeah, no, just before we get into it, I've read that you thought they were bobcats, but it turned out they were mountain lions or cougars. For my Australian listeners, we don't have those animals here, obviously. Do you want to explain what the difference is between those two?
I'm not positive. I can't tell you because I'm not no wildlife expert.
Yeah.
But bobcats are a little bit smaller, and they're very they don't like to confront people or do anything.
Okay.
They
So
kind of just look at you.
Yeah, they're not dangerous.
Yeah, they don't have a temperament, and so they also stick to small rodents. That's what their main food source is, and so when a human sees them, or if they see a human, they're just gonna walk away. I actually just recently posted a video of a bobcat on my Instagram just recently.
Yep. Okay, well, people can go there and have a look if they don't know. All right, so do you want to then just talk us through what happened when you went for that run?
So yeah, I was coming down halfway through my run. I spotted 4 little baby cubs on the trail. I normally pull my phone out to take pictures and video of the wildlife I see on the trail, so I could show my friends. And then obviously once I kind of got for like 2 or 3 steps in, because I needed to go that way anyway.
Yeah.
That was the end of my run. But yeah, I got a couple steps in and Mama Cougar comes right around the corner. And that's kind of when the whole video kind of takes place and my adrenaline starts pumping. and I'm going backwards.
Yeah. Now, how did you manage to keep going backwards and not fall over for such a long
You know,
time?
it's a great question, because I mean, I was going uphill, rocks
Yeah.
all over the place. Like, it was pretty uneven terrain as well. But I was able to do it, and I'm glad I was.
Yeah. Yeah. It could have been a completely different story otherwise, couldn't it?
No, exactly.
And so,
And so as I'm going
yeah.
backwards, I think when she came out of that bush, I think that was probably one of the scary parts. Because I mean, you see it for a little bit, like you just see the trees and the dirt, and you have no clue what's going on in the beginning of the video. And then
Yeah.
she just kind of pops out, and you realize that, yeah, that's Mama Cougar defending her babies.
Now, she followed you for quite a while, didn't she?
The longest 6 minutes of my life.
It was stressful for me watching it, let alone experiencing it.
Exactly.
And I knew how it ended, so yeah, it must have been worse for you. So tell us what were you planning in your head? You must have been thinking, if she keeps following, you must have been starting to plan.
There's a lot of things running through my head. One was obviously, like, I was scared. I mean,
Mm.
there's a Mama Cougar following me. I have no clue what to do right now. But the next thing that was in my head was like, this is so cool. Just because, like, you don't see cougars every day, right?
No.
And so, like, just to be able to see this cougar in real life, face to face, there's something that was very cool about it. But
Mm.
then obviously reality kind of kicked in, and I was like, okay, well, I need to get out of this situation. Let me see what I can do. I kind of saw myself just backing up, and her just kind of continuing to back me up. So I kind of got the sense that she wanted me away from her babies. So I was like, okay, well, perfect. Let's just continue to move away from her babies.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like my mindset at that time. Uh, I know, like, on my video, there's always the big question of why I didn't throw a rock sooner, right?
Yep.
There's tons of rocks on the ground, but really what it was is because every time I made myself look a little bit smaller, or if I even took my eyes off of her, that's when she pounced.
Ah, okay. So that's when she was like banging her paws on the grind, wasn't it? Yeah, that was freaky. Um, so what were you doing to make yourself bigger?
So yeah, obviously one of my hands had my camera in it, my cell phone, because this is my cell phone, my Google Pixel
Yeah.
2, and then I had my handheld water bottle. And I'm just kind of like going like this, and I'm just kind of going backwards, going like just yelling and stuff like that as much as I could. I mean, you hear
Yeah.
me kind of do my barking sounds, you hear me
Yeah.
do like the weird cat sounds. Anything I could do, I was trying.
Yeah. Yeah. And and so you finally threw a stone and then she backed off. Do you think she was going to be getting ready to back off anyway?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have talked to another biologist, a kind of wildlife biologist, and he said that really what was this cat kind of got asphyxiated on me.
Mm.
Kind of how cats do that, right? When
Okay.
cats are playing with a ball of
Yeah.
yarn, they kind of get fixated on that thing, and they don't leave it alone until they're like, yeah, they get bored. And so at that point in time, she's just coming towards me, and
Yeah.
her main goal was just to keep me away from her kids.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder because I think surely she wouldn't have wanted to go too far away. I'm quite surprised she went so far away from her cubs, to be honest. So, I mean,
Yeah,
not that I know
exactly.
anything about mountain lions, clearly. Um, and so, have you ever seen mountain lions at all up in that area before?
Never. I mean, I've never seen a mountain lion in my life, and I've been
No.
on those trails for years.
I
And
mean,
especially because, like, the mountain lion was only 2 miles up the canyon, so it was just,
wow.
it's very, very strange.
So that you're saying that was an area that there's normally a decent amount of people, so you wouldn't have expected her there.
Exactly.
And I lived in Canada for a while, and I remember people saying to me, it's not so much the bears you have to be scared of, it's the mountain lion, because generally once you see the mountain lion, it's too late.
Yes.
You know?
That actually played out in my situation. I saw
Yeah,
her, and then it was obviously too late.
yeah, that's right. Because yeah, they don't want to be seen in general. So has that changed the way that you planning on running and that sort of thing?
No, I plan on going back to that trail once my life kind of cools down of all this
Yeah.
this fame I have that has happened. But it'll cool down. I'll go back to the trails. I'll continue running.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, and when you were backing up, just tell us any more, like what you were thinking or feeling, if you had any sort of other than what you were, thinking, how far can you get? Did you have any other thoughts?
Well, I mean, at one point in the video, I know I say like, "Man, this sucks," and
Yeah.
one of it's because like is the realization that this is going on for a long time. Like,
Yeah.
what am I going to do?
Mm.
I thought for sure like I'd back up and back up and back up, and then she'd go away. But when she never went away, it was kind of like a come to Jesus moment to where I was just like, "Wow, what am I gonna do?"
Yeah. Yeah.
That's eventually, yeah. When she takes off, I was able to get a rock and throw it in her direction, startle her
Yeah.
enough to make her run off, kind of break that focus, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. And then you sort of videoed yourself a bit and how you were shaking. Like it's because obviously the adrenaline was pumping.
Oh
Um
yeah.
and how did you manage to get home after that?
So I actually had to go back down that same trail that she was
Oh,
on. And so I waited for a good solid 20, 30 minutes before I
yeah.
started heading back down the trail. And I had a stick in one hand and a rock in the other. And that's kind of kind of what I was doing to go down. And then probably about like 50 yards in going down, I actually saw two more hikers.
Oh, okay.
And I kind of talked to them really quick, and I was like, "Hey, did you guys see the cougar?" And they're kind of like laughing it off, like, "No, you haven't seen a cougar, whatever." And I
Ah,
showed them my
really?
video really quick, and it was pretty funny. But so once they came up, it kind of gave me a sense of relief that okay, maybe she's gone. She got her cubs and she left. So I was
Yeah.
able to get down the mountain just fine.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough. I mean, I don't know about you, but sometimes I find like after I've had a huge adrenaline rush, and that would have been, I'm really exhausted. So were you able to run or were you sort of more walking?
I was the first part I was just kind of just walking because I was just
Yeah.
more cautious.
Yeah.
But then once I saw those two hikers, yeah, I was ready. I was just kind of jogging back down
Yeah.
because it's all downhill, so I was able to go pretty quick.
Yeah. And so obviously you uploaded the video. Did you expect the reaction that you got from people?
Not not at all. Like it's blowing my mind thinking about how crazy this has all been.
Yeah.
Because I put it up. This happened Saturday night. I put it up Sunday morning. Kind of just left it there.
Yeah.
Then Saturday afternoon, me and my sister-in-law were like talking like, "Whoa, look, the video's gonna hit 1,000 views. That's so crazy." I mean, now it's up to 100,000. My YouTube one's up 6.7 million. It's been
Wow.
insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I mean, and like, I just know here in Australia, like everyone was talking about it. And so that's like, obviously the other side of the world, and we have no idea what those animals are like, but everyone was quite freaked out by it.
Yeah, it's something insane.
So are you going to do something with your newfound fame?
I don't, it probably won't last that long, but I know. I mean, so I have made a website, and what I'm kind of doing is just changing it so that we can make sure that these animals get some credit. So I have a website with some T-shirts on it, and some of the profits from the T-shirts are going to the Mountain Lion Foundation and the Cougar Conservancy,
That's awesome.
two
That's
nonprofit,
yeah.
two nonprofit organizations.
And what's the name of your website?
I am the cougarguy.com.
I love it. And so why in particular are you setting up this website? Are they an endangered like animal? Is it because civilization's encroaching on them? What's their story in that regard?
Really, I don't know. I need to figure out more. And
Yeah,
I mean, this all happened so quickly that it's
yeah,
been just a whole new experience for myself. And so that's kind of where I might take this is I'm going to try to learn more about the cougars.
yeah,
I mean, I never see them, so I never really think about them, right? But I
yeah.
think this now has brought enough attention to cougars that hopefully we can get some good projects going with some of these nonprofit people to either help them get relocated or even I don't know really.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing because like you were saying, it was a fairly populated area for a cougar to feel that it needs to be in that area. It must mean it's
Yeah,
running out of its own land.
yeah. And I mean, when I heard in another report that I was reading that possibly just because of the drought, so like we kind of like
Ah,
experienced a drought here in Utah.
Yeah.
And maybe because of the lack of water, she's coming down to
Yes, of course.
find the water.
Yeah. Yeah. That would actually make a lot of sense. So now, do you have any way, like when you are running, of being careful of mountain lions? I mean, I know, once again, for instance, when we used to go running, we'd take bear spray. Is there anything you can do for mountain lions?
So it'd be the same thing. I've been told that bear spray will work just fine. Uh, Here in America, we have our guns, obviously, but if I had my gun, I don't want to kill the mountain lion, right?
No, that's right.
And if I did have my gun, it would have been just a shot in the ground, hopefully
Yeah,
to scare it off. And guns are pretty loud, so yeah, I would have just scared it off.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to run with a gun. I'd probably end up shooting myself. So, you know. um, yeah, anyway, okay. Well, that's pretty awesome. So, what do you have any like tips for people for if they come across wildlife? What sort of what reactions should they do? Like, should they? I mean, a lot of people freak out just in general. But you're talking about trying to support mountain lions. What should be our response to coming across animals in their natural habitat?
I mean, first, like, yeah, I'm no expert in
No.
animal life, but it's just stay calm.
Yeah.
I mean, especially when you're out in the wilderness or in the mountains, like you're in their territory,
Mm.
and so I think you do need to kind of just have that respect. And so if you do see wildlife, I mean, I always let it be. I don't go close to it unless I need to get off the trail or something like that. I take my pictures. It's fun. But other
Yeah.
than that, just stay calm. I think that's what saved my behind on this one is just because I was able to kind of keep a level head and back up and kind of analyze the situation to where I can
Yeah.
come out alive and the mama cougar went back to her cubs.
Yeah, I have to admit, I was pretty amazed with how calm you were. I wonder, did you ever have the instinct to run away, as in not face the mountain lion?
No,
No.
I wanted to see my threat. I want to see it. So
Yeah.
if it did attack me, I wanted to see the attack coming,
Yeah.
so I can either brace for it or even fight back if I had to.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it probably that move probably saved you as well, no doubt.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I'll put your website up, and you have a YouTube channel too. What's that?
Yep, it's the same as my Instagram handle. It's Kyle, Kunkyle.
Yep. Okay. Thanks for that. So yeah, we'll put that up, and well done on surviving that. That was and thank you for posting it. Certainly, an amazing video to for everyone to watch.
Oh yeah, it's been crazy. It's fun for me to watch.
Yeah. It's well, I'm glad that you can now see the fun side of it, as in, it's pretty cool, but I bet in the moment it was pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.